Without a doubt, as far as productivity goes, consistency is one of those keys that opens a lot of doors. It's one of those things that when we do it, we're capable of producing a lot of results. But there is a catch with that, taking breaks. We often think that the more that we give, the more we're going to get back. And there's a huge culture on grinding these days, how much you can work hard, things will happen. There's a truth in that. But also there's the other part of it, taking breaks. Welcome to another episode from Inside Treasures. My name is Phoebus and I love to challenge myself and those around me for the purpose of growth. This podcast is about helping you to heal, to change, and to grow. I have been a web developer for many years before venturing into this, and the one thing that I constantly met while being a web developer was getting into problems that I couldn't really solve at the moment. And this fed and built into my frustration and trying harder, grinding, trying to resolve what was happening, trying to resolve the problem that I had that I couldn't see and solve. Of course, that led into more frustration, making me more annoyed at things and on myself about not being able to resolve it. What I realized with time was that the times that I took breaks and I left things to be actually worked out to my advantage, because when I went back to solve that same problem, it only took a few minutes. And the time which I persevered and I kept going and I wanted to make sure that this would work out for me, I actually ended up wasting a lot of time. And like I said, dealing with a lot of emotions, and the more that I did that, the least able I was to find the solutions. So if you yourself, you want to be more productive in your life, make sure that you take breaks. With this example of trying to resolve a problem and trying to break through something that keeps getting in the way, one of the main ideas that I have to give on the topic is the power of the subconscious mind. Basically, we find the problem and our mind always tries to resolve it. And a lot of times we try with our conscious mind to attack it, to go against it, to make sure that we find the solution. And we think analytically, which is an important part. And we focus and we try. But when we take a step back and we allow our mind to do its job, our mind will find solutions. Our mind will find the resources. We get fresh new perspectives. The subconscious mind can work in the background while our conscious mind is working on other things, and it can find solutions, it can find inspiration, but it needs that space, it needs that gap, it needs that time. Sometimes our subconscious mind, as part of our intuition, will let us know, it will flag something up. And perhaps it can say, take a break, because it has an inherent wisdom that comes with how our mind works, that it can help us navigate life. As far as the mind goes, also, there's an idea to understand that the mind has different states. It has the focus state and the relaxed state. But the relaxed state is more of an expansive state, while the focus is a laser beam versus a sun. So you get that idea that one is expansive, the other one is very narrow and focused. And they're both very useful states of mind to be. What we've been taught in our society through school and through the things that we're doing is that we need to be spending a lot of time in a focusing time. Even including our meditations, they have a lot of intensive focus, which can help increase our ability to focus, which is amazing. But also that part of opening up, that part of being sunshine, that part of expanding, it's an amazing quality of the mind. It's an amazing quality of ourselves. The always on culture that we're living in, they're always demanding time on our attention. And of course, that comes back into our focus. They're always striving to do more things and to create more things and to be more productive. Is having a burden on us, and it's creating what we know as the burnout effect. We all know about the burnout, and we also experience the burnout. We can experience it throughout the day in mini sessions. So like while we're working, all of a sudden we go tired, we go stagnant, our mood changes, but we can also experience it throughout time. Now, the more we push ourselves in the short terms and how we stack up those short terms, again, the consistency of doing that, it can lead to a long-term burnout. But what happens is when we are able to take breaks throughout the day, when we're able to create breaks as part of our life, for example, in the weekends or in the evenings, when we take that consistent time of taking breaks, you understand that we release a lot of resources and it allows us to show up the next day or the next time or the next session that we have a focused time more productively. Except from finding solutions, we can see that this creates the space for us to be more ourselves, to create more. Otherwise, we burn out, we have inability to think, we run out of ideas, we go stagnant, we do the same things over and over again, we do the same mistakes over and over again. And then we try to understand, well, why don't I have clarity in my life? Why don't I have this zest? Why don't I have this ability to be there and produce the things that I want to produce? The truth is, we've run out of gas. We've run out of petrol. We don't have that ability to keep going and going and going forever. Another idea to grasp is that of duality, is that of things working in polarity. And when you have one, you also have the opposite. So when we have work, we need breaks. When we have breaks, we need work. And that creates that movement in energy. That creates that flaring and flourishing of ideas going from breaks. When we have those breaks, usually our mind keeps giving us insights and great ideas about things that we can do, or insights into how we can resolve things in an easier way. Again, going back to the subconscious mind, that space creates the clarity. That space makes us more and more and more productive. And by being more productive, we're saving more time versus just working lethargically and tired and trying to resolve things. We create that space and then we enjoy ourselves. And then we enjoy more the things that we're doing. After that shift of energy, we can feel more refreshed. We can feel more rejuvenated. We've taken the time to look after ourselves, after our needs. We have strengthened ourselves. And of course, when we go back into the work that we want to be doing, we have a fresh look. We have a new perspective about how we look at things. Maybe we had some insights. It's great to write things down on your phone, on pieces of papers. When ideas pop, note them. And then you can use those insights later. It's not as part of I'm working and thinking about it, but it's just like, oh, this great insight came for me. Let me write this down. Let me get it out of my head and make sure that I can capture it now that it's fresh. And then I will use it when I go back to work. Lastly, for me, one of the best things that I get from breaks is when I've been working on something solidly and I've been trying to create growth and progress. That has been great. But for me, in order to be able to cement that change and growth, I need to be able to take a break. And then kind of consolidate how things have worked out for me, what I've learned, what have I been missing out? Because when we're in action, there are a lot of things we're missing out. There are a lot of details we're missing out. What are the things that are not working? Why are they not working? So it's giving me a bit of time for reflection. Time for reflection while we're taking a break. Again, you can say, well, you're focusing on things. You are, but in a different way. You're taking that step back from looking at the trees and you're looking at the forest now. And that, at least for me, has been very helpful, cementing change and growth, no matter what I have been working on. To summarize and to close off is that you can't have one without the other. You can't have breaks without productivity. You can't have productivity without the breaks. One fits into the other. They work together in unison. They're different sides of the same coin. So if we want to be more productive, we need to take breaks during the day. Between calls, when we have that tiny bit of space, creating the space to create and reclaim our mind, to create that space about ourselves, to understand what is going on in our life, in our day-to-day. At the same time, taking breaks in the evenings, relaxing, tuning off. Throughout the year, making sure we put on those times that we don't necessarily have to go away and go on holidays, but just that those times in the week, in the weekends, during the week that allow you to recompose yourself. That give you space to think, that give you space to reflect, that give you space to challenge, and allow you to get those new insights, that fresh energy that will help you be rejuvenated. I'm here to help you heal, change, and grow. If there's something that resonated with you, anything you need help with, give me a shout at podcast@insidetreasures.com. Thank you for tuning in to another episode from Inside Treasures. My name is Phoebus, and until next time, my friends, let peace guide your life, let love guide your heart, and reason guide your thoughts.